is up? Your boy All here. Some of you are unable to digest the food from God, aka fruit. So in my last video I told you that fruit is the best food in the world because it's full of energy, lets you go do that exercise you need to do, you fatty, and it also has all the nutrients you possibly need, as well as it does have the protein, the protein acids, what are they called? I've slipped my mind. The acids that protein turns into. So it does actually help build muscle as well. But the bro has mentioned that fruit makes him fat. So here are three reasons why that might happen. Number one, you're eating the fruit wrong. So fruit is very high in moisture. I think it's very moist. So it needs to be eaten before your heavy foods, the foods to make you feel heavy, like your night meals, the starchy meals, the meaty meals. Because think about it, when you consume, for example, a watermelon, which is probably one of the most easy to digest fruits, or a fruit that goes through you the fastest, because it's like all water and fiber and sugar. What happens is the meat you've eaten, or the starch, is like going through your digestion slowly, but the watermelon goes in real quick. It's like on a roller coaster, so it just wants to get through you. And what ends up happening is it bumps into the meat. And then because it can't go through you the way it's intended, it starts fermenting in your stomach. So this is like the case with like mangoes or dragon fruit, very watery fruits. What happens then is you get gassy because it can't go through you. It's stuck behind the meat, the heavy meat that takes 12 hours to digest, maybe longer. So this is why you should always eat watermelon and fruits like watermelon for breakfast before anything. Before you put anything else into your body, it should be fruit first, because it's the lightest, it gives you the energy to start your day, and it's literally designed to go through you the quickest. And then, I would never eat watermelon after, say, a bowl full of rice, because you get bloated. Like, you can feel it, like, yeah, it's like not designed, it's designed for breakfast. And then you got like things like bananas, and they're like not that moist, right? They're like pretty starchy, so they're like a heavier fruit. So you can usually tolerate them even after a heavy meal, because they're just slower to digest. So they're perfect for like a night snack. Perfect for any time of the day, really. You can eat them for breakfast. They don't seem to cause too many problems. But the watery fruit, yeah, they do. Yeah, you want to eat them early on. Secondly, some fruit is just like produced with a lot of pesticides. So I don't know for certain which ones, but I know people who really can't digest like figs or dates. And it could be the case that these fruits, like a lot of vegetables, they could just absorb these toxic pesticides while they're growing, and then you're consuming the pesticides. And this can really like hinder your digestion. I know for me, for example, oats, they are grown with a lot of pesticides, and oats aren't great at, you know, becoming oats without absorbing pesticides. For example, glycates, I think it's called. This stuff like absolutely wrecks your stomach. It's in wheat, it's in oats, it's in a lot of other vegetables and fruits. It's really hard to completely avoid, but you should do your research on what is growing with glycates, because that stuff is toxic. And once you figure that out, hey, it might be that figs and dates are produced with a lot of these pesticides. So that's something to consider. And point 3 is that fruit, I've forgotten, is that your stomach just isn't adapted, you know? Like our stomach lining, the bacteria in our stomach is changing all the time. So maybe you just haven't eaten that much fruit. Maybe you've just been lacking. And because of that, you're trying to add something new into your diet. You're eating more sugars, you're eating more fruit and fiber. And your stomach just isn't prepared for it because you've neglected it for so long. Maybe you like try to avoid these foods. Maybe you try doing keto, you've eaten a lot of meat, and now you're trying to go into a plant-based diet. Well, that's going to be more difficult because your stomach isn't ready for it. So I would suggest, if that's you, you should just start slow. You know, reduce the meat, increase the fruit, and just expect it to take a little bit of time, especially if you've never done something like this before. If you're just not a person who has ate a lot of fruit or vegetables in your diet, then you can just expect it to take, 1 week, 2 week, 3, 4 weeks, If you're like a brand new, say like vegan, you're going vegan for the first time, it could take like 3 months to like adapt fully, depending on the person, depending how bad your stomach is right now. Because you have to build up, new stomach lining, a new bacteria in your gut, and your body has to just adapt to this new source of energy. But eventually you'll feel better. You will. Our bodies are literally designed to adapt. If you're not adapting, you die. That's why we've come so far. We've adapted to our environment. That's kind of like why we're like omnivores, because we can adapt to eat only plants, only fruit. I think we're like mostly fruitivores, but we're adaptivores because we can eat anything. We can eat raw meat, we can eat cooked meat, we can eat roots of a tree, we can eat fruit. So we can basically do everything. That being said, just because we can eat meat and eat fruit doesn't mean like we can't optimize things. Just because we can drink oil and not instantly die doesn't mean we should be drinking 3k calories just from vegetable oil every day, because you're going to get cancer and you're going to feel like shit, because that's basically what most people do with the McDonald's and all that shit. They're just slowly dying of cancer, because even though we can, because we're adaptables, it doesn't mean that that's what we're actually designed to eat. If you eat only fruit, you'll slowly realize that this is, the diet we are designed to eat as humans. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.